Welcome back to Saturday Morning Toy Tunes, the weekly live stream here on my channel in which we all gather around the modern day campfires of our iPhone screens and computer monitors and talk about things that happen in the week in geek. Also, at the top of every hour, not every hour, at the top of the second hour of the show, I pose up a 6-scale figure of the week. In this case, that figure is going to be this dashing young rogue right here. Actually, really, oh yeah, you can see him. I was going to say because he's outfitted in his Mandalorian armor. But yeah, this is the Hot Toys Obi-Wan Kenobi in Mandalorian armor. It's a figure I've been waiting for a really, really long time. I was as blindsided by that figure as pretty much everybody else. It came out of left field for me, and it was the thing that I never even thought to ask for because it was the most remote possibility of it ever being made. I couldn't imagine it happening, so I didn't dare hope for it. And as soon as it was announced, I was just like, all right, I'm here for it. And now it is here for me, and we are both here for you. And in about an hour or so, we'll pose it up and see what we can do with that thing. Raise your hand if you've got this. It's possible that some people may have gotten it earlier than me. In fact, I think it's even likely that people got it earlier than I do because I usually get my figures after everybody else, with rare exceptions. I think last week's was one of those exceptions. Anyway, how's everybody doing this week? Not to be entirely honest, I have been so swamped with work stuff that I haven't really been able to pay attention to things that happen in the Weekend Geek. Now, I hear that we just had at least one major comic book convention, and some stuff may have been announced at that major comic book convention. So if something happened and I'm not aware of it, please let me know and bring it to my attention, because quite frankly, I didn't pay attention to Comic-Con at all this year after the first couple of days. There were some announcements that I'm aware of. I'm aware of Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. That's pretty exciting, I guess. I'm still trying to figure out how it's going to work. It's got to be multiversal, right? Because they can't just ignore the fact like Dr. Doom looks a lot like Tony. Or maybe they're just going to scar him up so much that he's just unrecognizable. Because let's face it, Dr. Doom doesn't have a pretty face. And they did say, I want to say that they did say, no need to do an origin story this time. We've already done it 2 times. Or is it 3? Yeah, I think it might be 3. If you count like the 80s version. Or was that the 70s? Anyway, maybe I should start taking notes before I do the show instead of just free-forming it the whole time. Anyway, I'm just going to double check to make sure that I am live this time, and I am. That's great news, because the past couple weeks I completely forgot to click go live the second time and wound up rambling on for respectively 10 minutes and 30 minutes. Last week was a 30-minute that I actually got the figure posed up and everything or something like that. Yeah. Anyway. So let's go ahead and see who's here. Say hi to people in the chat so that we can go ahead and start talking about cool stuff. Steve Nara, there we go. First one out of the gate. What's up, dude? Hope you're not working. I always hope that. I'm just going to stop saying that. And going forward, you can just assume that I will always hope that you're not working. That is my blessing upon you, sir, that I hope you never have to work when this live stream's going on. Yeah. Anyway, Universal Keys also here. What's up, dude? Good morning. Lang Kramer. What's going on, bro? It's time for... Oh, God. Don't embarrass me. Yeah. The Targaryen thing is just... is rampant. Rampant on, in my life right now. It's crazy. Like, I think I've brought it up here before, but if not, I know I brought it up on Facebook. But not a week goes by that I don't at least have at least one random stranger say something about my hair. And I can only assume that it's because House of the Dragon is in full swing. That's got to be it's the only reason I can think of. If you can think of something else, please let me know. I feel like this light is too hot. Anyway. Steve131 from across the big pond is here. What's up, dude? As is Keith Lee, who's not across the big pond. He's just across the way. You got a birthday party coming up, I see. I might be able to make that. Figuresque Art is here. What's up, Ahmed? Damn it. Damn it. Stretched it into 2 syllables again. 3 syllables. Whatever. Figuresque Art actually has a YouTube channel now that he's actively doing stuff on. And I want to say that you just did a video of photography of Carnage, right? I didn't get a chance to look at it because I was busily prepping for this live stream and also doing stuff around the house. I'm trying to get a lot done this weekend. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome. So go check that out if you haven't already. Luis Escavilla is here, and he is just he's just commenting like crazy. Just basically saying hi to everybody I'm seeing. That's cool. Who am I skipping? Renz Tolentino, all the way from the Philippines, is here. Fantastic artist. Check out his stuff. You can actually check it out, a tiny version of it down there in his little, oh, what's the word I'm looking for here? It is a thumbnail. Yeah. Skipped right by Marlon Braswell, which, you know, I mean, the man's named after one of my favorite fishes, so I can't do that. Just kidding. I don't have a favorite fish. I don't think. Maybe Nemo. Linda's here. What's up, Linda? Commander Green also is here. What's going on, Harold? Good chatting today. Oh, yeah, I forgot to bring in some stuff. I'll have to go get that. I'll step away here in a minute. TK421 Collectibles. So many of my favorite content creators are here today, and I'm here for that. You guys are here for me, and I'm here for you. Yeah, you've been cranking them out, dude. Seriously. So much content, I'm having a hard time keeping up with it. Primetime Reviews from Rhode Island is here. Speaking of awesome content. Luis Escavilla is here. Still. He hasn't left. Everybody's saying hi. Laura Quiles is here. What's up, Laura? Good to see you. And your kitty. Beskar Kid is here. What's up, dude? Brought his thighs. So many hands. So many pink hands. Give me the Hulkbuster. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We gotta make that happen. Should we work on it together? Or am I just supposed to hand it off to you and you're gonna work on it? I mean, I don't know. I feel like I need to be contributing. Otherwise, I feel obliged. And I don't like feeling obliged. I got that from John Constantine. Cynthia Lopez. Hey, bud. Good morning. Not Star Wars related, but any sideshow first look on 89 Batman is coming. Maybe? Yes. Yes, a sideshow first look of the 89 Batman is coming. The 89 Batman figure is actually here in my house. But I think that we're gonna see the return of Mr. Guy Klender to the role of first look narrator. I think. We haven't really sorted that out completely, but I'm pretty sure that, yeah, they're gonna be doing that thing on Monday and getting it out. It just got shipped to us. We're getting it late, so we'll get it up to you as quickly as we can. And that's about as much as I want to talk about work. Haha. Yeah, you know what? You know what sucks? Is I got my right here, right now LP package, right? And it ships with a T-shirt, obviously. And I very specifically said it says in the order form medium, but they sent me an XL, and I can't wear an XL except like to bed as a dress. it's so I'm frustrated. I sent them an email, and I sent it by way of a reply to the confirmation email for that particular order, which they instruct you in that email to do, and I'm really kind of anxious to. I'm getting kind of anxious because it's been a week now and I haven't heard back from them yet. So yeah, that's very frustrating. I really want to. Well, not really a week. I guess I got it on Monday, so it's been 5 days and I still haven't heard back. Yeah, very frustrating. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I did pay extra for that T-shirt. Yeah. At the very least, I want. If they don't have any more mediums, then at least I want a refund for the T-shirt part of it. I mean, I know that each one is discounted. Like the T-shirt is one set price, the record is one set price, and combine the two, and you knock off a little bit of money from both. Fine, just refund me up to the point where I'm paying full price for the record. I don't care. I just, I can't wear this shirt. Let's see, who am I missing? Linda already said hi to Lynn Kramer, Laura, TK, Progressive Cart. Wow, okay. I think everybody's here. That doesn't make any sense at all. I'm going to come out as being against that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. What's this? SDCC knew there was going to be a series focus on Unit from Doctor Who. Oh wow, is Kate going to be in it? Are all the really awesome characters that makes sense, because a lot of the characters that they created for that season of Doctor Who, I was just like, why is this happening? Why are these happening? They're very, very specific characters, and they brought people back from the dead that probably should have stayed dead if they were just going to be a drop in the bucket. But it looks to me like with the cast that they had and the characters and the set that they built up, like, okay, they may be doing something with this. And I just assumed that it was going to be more frequent interactions with Unit in the series, but hey, if that's what they're going to do, then great, I'm here for it. As long as it's done well. Just kidding, it will be. I mean, if it's done half as well as Torchwood, which, man, I think at one point I was liking that show more than I was liking Doctor Who, and then Matt Smith came along and changed that. Hot Toys are on fire with Star Wars figures recently. Yeah, I'm canceling things left and right. I just can't keep up. There's a couple other things that are coming down the pipe that I'm like, I don't think I can keep them. Am I being coy? I just happened to notice today. I was stalking a former boss of mine. Like, what's he up to? And we're not friends on Facebook because frankly, he's kind of a dick. And but I was just wondering what he was getting up to. He's historically, he was, I don't know. The girls always thought he was kind of a creep. But and he was. He really, really was. But I was like, how old is he getting to be now? And turns out that he's I think he's retired now. I think he's been retired for a couple of years, and he's got a koi pond. And I'm like, all right, that's not a terrible way to retire. Build yourself a koi pond. He was always kind of handy, if not handsy. No big toy purchases this week for me. I'm needing to cut back being poor and all, says Bitter Troll. Yeah, one. I don't know why I bought these. I'm just gonna go ahead and break them out. Be right back. Micro Galaxy Squadron. That's right. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, then somehow you passed the vetting process, which is really robust and it's really tough to beat. But yeah, I got myself some Micro Galaxy Squadron stuff, including this fantastic ATT. Look at that. Which I haven't unboxed yet, obviously. This is the first one that I picked up, and I'm looking at it right now, and I just grabbed it because of what it is, but yeah, it's pretty good, man. I feel like some of that weathering could be tighter, like that. Actually, mainly just that explosion. There's not a lot of depth to that scarring right there. Carbon scoring. I guess that's what would be called carbon scoring. Yeah, so that's awesome. And then, in the same trip, I also picked up the Ghost. Trying to get this. There we go. That's a good angle on it. And again, the paint on it, I feel like it could be, especially that green there that's running down the middle, laterally from side to side. I just feel like that could be lighter. But now, I don't know. It feels like it's darker in person than it is on my screen right now. But still, I don't recall the Ghost colors being that saturated. I feel like they could have been desaturated quite a bit. And if I ever do something with this in photography, then I will desaturate it quite a bit. But everything about this thing, apart from that, is really, I just spit. Did you see it? Everything about this thing is really on point. I love the fact that they actually dug into it and they actually gave it more detail than it has in the show. I'm just gonna check to make sure that this is supposed to be the Rebels version. So they could have just cheaped out and made it just like the ship on the show, but they didn't. They brought some Millennium Falcon level detail to this thing, and I'm here for it. It looks really, really, really good. Again, my only criticism of this so far, and I don't have it out of the box yet, obviously, but my only criticism of it thus far is just those saturated colors. Which I'm binging Rebels right now, and I don't want to say where I'm at for reasons that may or may not become apparent, but I actually started binging it just because I wanted to get a comparison of what the ship looks like in the show and what the ship looks like in the Micro Galaxy Squadron ship toy. And What I'm finding is, as with many things in an animated series or anything involving CGI, is that the colors change, the colors shift. Even the saturation of those colors on the top and the sides of the ghost, it actually changes. Never, to my memory, quite to that degree. I've not yet seen a clip where it's that bright. Saturated, whatever. Anyway, went back the next day because I saw that they were having a special on Little Debbie's Wiz cake rolls. And while I was there, I spotted this thing and bought it, which is the U-Wing wing from Rogue One. And I'm really excited to unbox this because the weathering on it is on point. I mean, this, of the three that I've presented to you here today, this might be the best one. So I'll be, if there's time later in the show after the posing, after 3 Strikes, which is coming up, I've already chosen them. After anything we're going to talk about, then yeah, I'll unbox a ship or two. Moving right along. Where was I before? Wow. You know, I just subscribed to a meal service that delivers fresh meals, not frozen, fresh meals to my doorstep every week. I crunched the numbers on my grocery bill, how much I was spending at grocery stores every week, and ran a comparison with the quality of the food that I was getting, and I came to realize that, man, you know, living alone and whatnot, it doesn't make any sense for me to cook because the cleanup is a big mess. A lot of the times when you cook something, you have leftovers that you have to contend with. I'm a big fan of leftovers, but even I tend to spoil things out sometimes. So I made the step to get into one of those meal services this week. And I'll tell you what propelled me is I had to go to urgent care because my heart rate was approaching, my resting heart rate was approaching 130 beats per minute, and my blood pressure was undesirable. So after being thoroughly scolded by a doctor at urgent care, and who was asking me questions about what I eat, do I drink, do I smoke, do I blah 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 blah, and I said yes to way too many of those questions. She actually used the words passive suicide. Which I thought was delightful. I mean, I thought it was excellent word use. I didn't think it was delightful that my lifestyle was indicative of passive suicide, but I love that idea. I love the thought. I love the word combo. So, yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so I get to alter my lifestyle a little bit here, and I guess I'm gonna have to start exercising again. Bummer. Anyway, moving right along. Do I frequently overshare? I think I frequently overshare. Hot Toys are on fire. We've already been here, Terry. Yeah, Terry's been coy. Some of the Series 6 Micro Galaxy blind boxes. Is that a thing? Are they just the little tiny ones? Little tiny ships? That could be fun. I still have to go out and find a Phantom. I was thinking about taking this one back and just getting the set because they come out with a set of the Ghost that includes the Phantom as well as 2 Y-wings that will attach to the airlocks on the sides, on the port and starboard sides of the Ghost. But didn't. I decided I'm going to go ahead and just keep this and get the Phantom. I don't think I need all that. I'm never going to display the Ghost with 2 Y-wings on the side. I just want the ship. Hello, Kevin. What's up, dude? Is that Abraham Lincoln wearing Dan Aykroyd's goggles from Ghostbusters? Wait, has he got a full-on proton pack? That's brilliant. Love that. Big Trollbot has no toy purchases this week. Wait, man, how is this happening? I'm bouncing all over the place here. Huh. Wait. You can't speak about the rest? Are you privy to knowledge that some of us don't have? If so, why don't I know this about you? Ashley Brienzo is here. Are you here because you knew I was going to be doing the Ghost thing? Wait, why aren't you popping up? There we go. Hey, Ashley. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to somehow pair this Ghost display up with the print that I got off of you, the Hera print. That would be a great thing to do, and I think it needs to go in the studio. I'm actually changing up the studio in there sometime in the near future to have like a secondary live stream studio from which I can do actual proper unboxings. Because what I've got going on here is good for one thing, but I don't have a place to put an overhead camera. It would just be too cluttered. So I'm working on doing something in there. It's in the planning stages right now. Hey, are you not doing? Are you not doing now? How to be a poser videos no more for Sideshow? As missed you doing them. Yeah, we're doing, and I just got done shooting one today. You can actually see him back there, right there. Yeah, he's kind of lurking in the background now. And he's out of focus, but maybe if I go over here, you can see his box. I'm working on right now. We're experimenting with new formats for doing posing content. The How to Be a Poser videos take a long time to produce, and they cost, and because of that, they cost a lot of money. Whether it's just me doing them or a team doing them, it gets pretty expensive. So we're experimenting with other forms of them. I may start doing my own version of it from home, maybe. But it's going to be few and far between because I'm not collecting nearly as avidly as I used to. Like, one a month at most, because that's all that I'm getting. I'm only buying one figure a month now. And occasionally, I get some bonus figures from Sideshow that are mine, but that only happens once or twice a year too. So it's not very, I wouldn't be able to do too much of it. But no, not to the frequency that it was before. The trouble with it now is that I'm just struggling to keep up the pace with all these first looks, because Hot Toys just keeps cranking them out. I got 4 more figures in yesterday. And I still have 2 more to do from the last batch. It's a struggle, and I'm trying to take a vacation. I'm trying to take, not next week, but the week after that off work. But yeah, team's working with me. They're doing really well. But thanks for asking after that. I really appreciate that, because I miss doing them too. They were a lot of fun, and I think that there was a lot of value to them, but the value was, again, it's expensive. And this isn't official. This is me watching what's happening and interpreting. And I'm like, yeah, okay, they got to pay me. They got to pay the cameraman. They've got to pay the editor. They've got to pay, well, now I am also the cameraman, but I never actually got around to editing a How to Be a Poser video by myself. But yeah, it costs a lot of money to pay people to do it. When they're doing that, it's taking them away from other projects that they could be working on. It's just this whole complex thing. Bitter Troll to the Battle. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, they say it's coming in October, but I anticipate an early release. You canceled your pre-order for the Hano Wolverine. Okay, that makes sense. Was it? It was the blue and gold, right? You didn't order the brown and yellow, right? Because the blue and gold is clearly the superior product. Those of you who missed out on the brown one, but you managed to get the blue and yellow, you came out ahead, in my estimation. Local comic shop got General Kenobi in, so later this morning I'm going to go pick it up. Okay, that's cool. I went to a local shop that Keith Lee introduced me to recently, and I might be taking my Black Series figures there, and just trade them in for something that they have. Like, for instance, they have a 501st Legion. I keep saying Legion instead of Legion, like there's like it's an open sore. They have a 501st Legion trooper there, at least one. They might have 2. What else do they have? They have a super battle droid, which I don't have, which would actually fit my collection better than that 501st Legion. Because I have the Clone Wars version. I don't need the Kenobi version. Yeah, maybe I should do that today. Anyway. It's big, dude. For a Micro Galaxy Squadron figure, it is very big, and I'm here for that. Oh yeah, I saw Ashley ask about this. I was poised to get it, and I actually think that I did back it, but I backed out of it before the deadline. Because ultimately I decided I don't have room for it. And it's what, $400, $500? It's expensive. And I just couldn't justify it. Which made me very sad. I would love to have the room for it. Alas. So much better than socks. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, when I bought those, I was actually going to Target to buy socks, and I stopped off at the toy department on the way there and saw those and completely forgot about my socks. Again, that's a running theme. It's happened twice now. Oh, going up to Deadpool and Wolverine. You know I've seen it. No, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's my, oh, what do they call it? That's my personal embargo. 2 weeks. Give everybody a chance to talk about it. Yeah, I saw it at Target. What did you think? I don't, oh shit, you know, I was thinking that I don't need it, but now I think I do. Just for a photo op? Fuck. I guess I'm going to Target today. Oh. Cynthia Lopez says, man, I gotta tell you, I collect pretty much every IP, but I really fell out on Star Wars a few years ago. Grew up loving it, and one of the first movies I saw in theaters was Episode 3. Yeah, if it's not you, if it's not for you, it's not for you. I'll tell you what. If it's not for you and you backed away from it, I can respect you and appreciate you a lot more than these man-baby haters who are out there just doing nothing but watching it and trashing it. That becomes their joy. Yeah, so I can't get behind that. But yeah, if you're not into it, then yeah, more power to you. DX28 Vader. Yeah, I hope so for you too. A DX28, is that the one from Obi-Wan? That's got to be, because it's DX. I don't think they've had a DX. What's up, Terry? Says Nomar. Welcome back, dude. Gotta say, those socks you got at Target. Oh, those socks are incredible. I know, man. It's definitely my favorite socks. Unfortunately, not a single one of them comes in pairs. But oh well. I'll deal with that. And I can't quite get them to go, I don't know. They kind of clash with most of my wardrobe. I didn't think you lived poorly. I hope you're... Oh, dude, yeah. Confession time. I legitimately ate... This past week, ate 24 packets of Little Debbie Swiss cake rolls. So yeah, I've been living poorly. I drink too much wine. Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, isn't it? But it makes sense. I mean, there are people out there who are not going to be able to afford the Ghost, but they might be able to afford the Phantom. So if you wanted your little taste of Rebels, then you can get the Phantom and forego getting the Ghost, which would suck. But again, I understand it. Oh, dude, Y-Wings are one of my favorite ships in Star Wars. I think I prefer them to X-Wings. But my opinions on such matters change. So next week, ask me again. Might be X-Wings again. Might be U-Wings. Or V-Wings. He remembers V-Wings. Ecto-Goggles, it is Ecto-Goggles on Proton Pack. I thought so. Moving right along. Oh, okay. So no one can say. Got it. Yeah, man, that Sideshow cab, I'm guessing you're talking about the 6 scale. And yeah, I hope that they send it to me to do a first look of, but it seems to me that Sideshow is preferring to do the first looks for their own figures in-house. And they have more control over them that way, and they actually bring a little bit more... The guys in the studio there are way more talented and experienced with this kind of thing than I am. I'm kind of learning as I go. In fact, this week I'm going to be doing a lot of experimenting with some new things. Anybody have any ideas about can I get your thoughts on the posing segments of the first looks? Because I feel like they run a bit long. But how do you guys feel about the articulation segments of the first look? Not the posing segments, the articulation segments of the first looks. Because I recognize the importance of them, because collectors want to know exactly what the figure can achieve. But it feels so goddamn monotonal when I'm just talking about them you know, look in all directions, up and down. The arms will kick out laterally so many degrees, kick out to the front so many degrees, kick out to that so many degrees. It just feels like the whole step-by-step process feels like it's getting tired. But tell me what you think of that, if you think about it. Because I would love to have some input before I move forward with trying to change it. Trying to keep up with all the figures. Yeah, you know, it doesn't suck, especially now that I'm like broke all the time. Then I'm able to get my collecting fix from my job. So that's a big bonus for me, and I really do appreciate it. I love being able to do that. I love having that that as a career. I'm very lucky. Goated stream already? I'm using a Z6, Nikon Z6, with a 35mm f1.8 prime. I think it's rocking. I think today I've switched the settings around a little bit, but I think I'm rocking 800 ISO with the shutter speed's at 1/60th of a second, obviously, but it's also doing I think f5. Just want to blow out that background a little bit. I used to have it at 1.8, which really produced some beautiful bokeh back there. Yeah, so that's roughly what I'm doing right now. And the mic is, you know, what's this thing called? The Shure SM7B. Yeah. Running through a Soyuz for a booster and into an Audient ID14. Now you know all my tech. I just had to make a FOMO cancellation Lord Starkiller. Yeah, I would think that would be high at the top of my cancellation list, mostly because I didn't even think enough of it to buy it. Great figure, very cool, but not essential. General Kenobi is stunning. I think so. I've never had a figure that the tabard and cape are posable before. Oh, I don't have it in here. I took it into the studio. I do have Mace Windu here still. Wow, that's cool, Lane. Yeah, man, that would be very cool. Wait, you mean... Okay, yeah, General Kenobi is going to be on the ATRT. I think that's a great idea. Wow, I'm not catching up. I was really hoping to be caught up by now, but... It is a great shirt, though, right? I mean, it's the cover art for the album Impera, which stands as my current favorite Ghost record, which doesn't surprise me. Every new Ghost record is my new favorite Ghost record. They just keep getting better and better. No, I haven't eaten all the saltwater taffy we brought back home from Jackson Hole. It's delicious. I think it might be the best saltwater taffy that I've ever had in my life. But it's a challenge to eat that stuff. So, but yeah, I think I've probably eaten like maybe 10% of it. Barry Elms is asking, what do I think of the artisan Hot Toys with rooted hair? Plus, have you seen any of the work from InArt? I've never had an InArt figure in hand, but I've seen videos and I've seen photos, and I'm like, eh. There's some great stuff happening there in Proto. My prediction for InArt is, I don't have a prediction. My concern for InArt is whether or not they will be able to maintain that quality all the way through production on a consistent basis, and whether they'll be able to do it frequently enough to keep the company viable. And only time will tell with that. I can't say one way or the other personally. I don't pay close enough attention to them, for one thing. Primarily because Hot Toys is all that I have time, energy, and funds to look at. I don't dare look at too many other things at the risk of being drawn into them. Case in point. So, yeah, and as for other figures with rooted hair, rooted hair is not my jam. I've been very public about that. I don't want to mess with hair. I don't. I've never been sold on it. It's always been the thing that breaks the illusion more than anything else with most figures. Now, that being said, the stuff that in art and Hot Toys is doing with Hot Toys with the artisan figures. That is some next level shit. And I'm about to have my first look at an artisan figure this week. So we'll see. I'll let you know. I don't think I've had an artisan figure here yet. Sorry, I have to bounce over here because I just saw that somebody, that being Luis Escavilla, has can I not? There's no way to bring this up? No? Not without scrolling down to it? I've got a $15 super chat from Luis Escavilla. There we go. Thank you, Luis, for all you do for the collector community. Dude, I just show up and rattle my trap and make videos for my employer. I don't do a lot these days. I think there are probably people out there who one could say do more. But yeah, I won't name any names. But thank you. Thank you. Very much appreciated. I was just thinking this today. I'm like, man, I'm going to need some super chats soon. Because it's almost time to pay for this music. Trying to figure out where I was before I skipped. But yeah, thanks, Luis, man. Jesus. There we go. I was with Barry with that. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. And again, I think that it's really, really cool. Especially for longer haired, like the woman character, like say Catwoman, or even say Wanda, Scarlet Witch, because when you have a longer haired character, looking at you, Thor, then it kind of becomes a bit of a problem with turning the head and keeping it looking natural. So I can see the appeal. Gosh, I'm trying to make myself focus on taking those comments down when I'm not actively reading them. But I don't know. For the sculpting is so great on these. Let's just go ahead and put this up. That it works well enough for my tastes, for my needs. Whereas a lot of the previous offerings with rooted hair that we've seen, the strands have actually been frequently thicker than the strands of hair in the sculpted heads. And I can't deal with that. Plus, I'm just lazy. I don't want to take the time to mess with it, play with it. Mostly because I don't know how. It's one of those things. It's probably related to ADHD. Once we get to something once I get to something that I'm not instantly good at, then I'm losing interest. It becomes painful. But I think that production photos of it look great. But I guarantee if I got one of those things in hand, I couldn't make it look nearly that good. You know, from the scalp down, sure. But with the hair, no. It would lose the illusion of reality to me. Realism. I enjoy your first looks. The voice is very soothing to me in them. Thank you, man. We need those articulations next time it is needed. Okay. It helps, especially for those who are now we're dealing, for those of you watching who may have lost track, like I frequently do when I'm reading comments, where these people are answering questions related to what to do with the articulation segments of the first look videos, because I'm having a hard time figuring out how to condense them or trim them down, or at least make them more interesting. Especially for those who aren't experienced with posing, we want to know in advance how far we can move the figure without worrying about damage. Yeah. Yeah, by the way, you may notice that there are two things that happen in a first look video. One is you'll look at the articulation segment. That's the segment in which I tell you what's recommended for you to do. And then if you follow up, if you're paying attention, when we get to the actual poses, I'll frequently push the limits of those things. So always pay attention to the articulation segment where I'm telling you what it will be capable of. This is my impression of a leg or an arm moving up and down, in case you're wondering what that was. But always pay attention to the articulation segment. Don't try to replicate what seems like an extreme pose at the end of the first looks, because that may actually be an example of me really pushing the boundaries of what's recommended. Which, yeah. So, always don't do as I do, do as I say. As my dad used to say. I think that's one of the best parts of your first looks. Okay, thank you. Well, articulate, like you said, it's something collectors want to see. I do wish. Okay, so this is what I need to hear, because, and this is something that, as I understand it, has been a concern for members of the team for a long, long time. Like, I'm going all the way back to almost 2 years ago. And here we go. Likely feels more drawn out to you than it does to the... Okay, this is exactly what I was going to say. Desmond Hassing, frequently echoing my own thoughts. Thank you, sir. Because I think that, yeah, again, I think I've been doing these things for so long now that I'm just... I don't want to say burned out, but it's actually become background noise. I'm just like, oh, we got to do this again. And I even remember watching El Profesoro, Mario, one of his shows, in which he was going over one of them, and one of the first look videos for a figure that he was excited about, that everybody was excited about. And as he was scrolling through it, when we got to the articulation, he said something. He made some comment like, and, you know, hey Mario, shouting out, love your stuff, not trying to disrespect. But even Mario said, yada yada, yeah, 30 degrees this way, yeah, articulate sideways, blah blah blah. And it does get repetitive. It really, really does. He's got a point. He was just, my thought was, okay, everyone's thinking it, Mario's just saying it. Okay, well maybe this is feedback that I feel like is important, and I'm going to go ahead and take that to the team. Yeah, I've got lots of those. I do. Yeah, I'm getting ready, again, I'm getting ready to buy some more shelves for the studio in there. Or I'm thinking about it. We'll see. We'll see how far that goes. L. Walker. What's up, dude? Yeah, that's just it. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it without saying... If you're going to narrate over the top of it, then that's really about all that you can do. And I feel like one answer would be to cut the narration entirely and just show me moving the different appendages and whatnot and their different points of articulation. But the silence would just be deafening, right? I don't know. Struggling with this. Luis! Again, thank you. And I know I got another one out there somewhere. Oh, good God. You know, I've got to go back like a decade. And literally thousands of figures that you're asking me. I think at least several hundred, maybe 2,000. When doing on how to be a poser, I honestly don't remember. I will say this, and I've said it before on the channel, so it's no big deal, but legitimately somewhere on the hard drives at Sideshow, it has to exist still, a copy of an outtake video that a buddy of mine did. That it was the guy that helped me kickstart How to Be a Poser. How to Be a Poser was, like, the title was my idea. It was something that I did for a blog that I was doing ages ago on one of those blog sites. I can't remember which one. And this guy that was working for the social media, or the marketing department at Sideshow, was just like, I love that title, we should do something with it. And that's how to Be a Poser was born. Well, one of the first figures that we did a How to Be a Poser video for was the 2-pack of First Order Stormtroopers. If you've ever had the original First Order Stormtroopers, you know where this is going. But legitimately, the video, there was there's an outtake reel that he did that's like, I'm probably exaggerating here, but it's like 2 or 3 solid minutes of constant F-bombs and just bleeps. I can't remember if he bleeped out all the profanity or if he just let it ride just because we knew that it was never going to see its way out there. But I want to say that the profanity was all in there because it was never meant to go out of house. But it's hilarious. And I'm really, really sad that I never got a copy of that. I'm really, really sad that I never got a copy of that, because it was... I mean, not that it's something that I would ever air, but like for, you know, visitors coming over or what have you, just to show people what, like Keith and Ollie Lee when I'm hanging out with you, just to break out the phone and be like, check this out, because it was really hysterical. Very, very difficult to do those at that time in my life. I've since done another video with the First Order Stormtroopers in which I show, yeah, you can pose them, you just have to be competent, patient, and, you know, yeah, competent, patient, that's it. Anyway. Hey, what's up, TN? Yeah, again, sorry I had to take that comment down last week, man. Yeah, sorry. I felt bad about that later, but it has to be done. Tony Robles, what's up, man? What happened with the Lady Pool Special Edition? That sounds like a work question. And as we all know, there we go. That's one of those things that's one of those policy things that I don't get to talk about. So I have no idea. Moving back along. Wow. See, I knew nobody liked me. Gina B. Collecting. I agree, Terry. The articulated segment in all 1/6 videos always comes off a bit formulaic. Thank you. In all 1/6 videos, right? Not just mine. Not just sideshows. In all of them. I find the final poses at the end much more satisfying. That shows me what the figure can really do. Yeah, I actually asked, and I need to talk to the guy who's in charge of the YouTube channel and find out, because I know that you can go into the analytics and see. But I'm very curious to find out just how many people skip over that articulation segment. I would be very curious to see. I would imagine it's fairly decent amount. Bitter Troll, Christopher, my friend. You need a fan to let your hair flow. Oh man, that's hilarious. I'm gonna find a way to work that into a video at some point. I gotta figure out a way to work that into a video at some point. TK421 on the articulation segment. The poses at the end are very effective in showing the range of movement possible with the figure because your poses are next level. Ah, that's kind. Thank you. But again, based on what I just said, I really, when in the poses, I really like to push it. And sometimes I push it past Hot Toys recommendation. Wow, man, there's so many. How many people are watching? 41? Okay, that's respectable. Rooted hair, the ones with long, messy hair worry me. That seems like it would be hard to maintain. Bo-Katan's short, smooth bob. You may know I got that. Laura, that. What are you doing? You're killing me. I'm going to buy some shelves at Target. Leaves with action figures. That's probably accurate. The shelves will be coming from IKEA. Because I'm unimaginative, and that's all I can afford. Oh, I didn't. Wow, you're. Yeah, man, I was wondering where you were. Welcome back, grown-up work things. Man, I don't even know what that's like anymore. I hope that continues. If he goes to IKEA, he avoids the figure distraction. Accurate. Although I still need to go on a hunt today. One of my goals for today, it's actually in my checklist, is find that freaking Phantom. So I'm going to hit up a couple of Ross. Yeah, Ross stores. Maybe go to Walmart. Prime Time loves the first look videos that you do. Thank you. I even look forward to them. I also miss the Unsealed and Revealed show. I love watching you guys on that show. Yeah, you know, Super Producer Sam just sent me a link to my first appearance on Unsealed and Revealed when I was a guest, when what's his name was still hosting with Guy, and we post up the, what is his name? Jeff May. That's it. God. And yeah, they had me pose up the Magneto figure, and I watched like the first few minutes of it, and I was like, oh, that's fun. That was fun. We had a good time. Too bad that we don't get Unsealed and Revealed anymore. Yeah, I think that's another show that probably cost a lot of money to produce. But it did see very real results. I mean, you could... The cool thing about Unsealed is that we could legitimately track the, how effective it was. You could, by just watching, like, okay, no movement on this piece, and then boom, do a focus, feature the figure in a video, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's sold out. It was really cool. That's clever. That's clever. I like that. Not mad at you. It's my job to actually preview that question before I bring it up. Instead I just bring up the questions and then read them as they come up. And that's happened 2 weeks in a row now, and I should probably be more careful about that. Oh, I'm still maintaining the comment thread on all the collected videos that editorial wants. Yeah. Yeah, and you know, First Look is primarily, that's the #1 reason I got a job right now. Yeah. I mean, the reason I bring that up is because the other stuff, that's what the home team is there for. I'm the remote team, and yeah, I'm basically taking care of the stuff that nobody else has time for. The way to get Terry to take the comments down during posing sessions is put the word custom in everything. Oh, stop giving people ideas, bro. It's beautiful. Walker, just subscribe to TK421's channel. Yeah, better late than never, man. Very better late than never. All right, another representative from the UK has joined us today. Welcome, welcome. Yiru? I'm guessing that's it. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Anyway, it is time, I think, for... if I could find it. I've got to figure out, like, some shortcuts to this and stuff. But anyway, I think that it's just about time for, God, I'm really, really bad at this.
3 poses enter, none of them leave. This is 3 strikes.
Okay, for those of you who aren't aware, that 3 Strikes segment of this show is directly related to the Poser Posse Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Poser Posse Facebook group, head on over there, because that's the home away from home for this live stream. It's kind of creates a sandwich. It's the meat and potatoes for the Saturday morning Toy Tune sandwich. Trying to figure out that's the way to put it, but I'm thinking of too many things, so it's hard for me to think of that thing specifically. But yeah, it's so go there, join the Poser Posse Facebook group. You have 3 very, very insanely challenging questions to answer, and once you've done that and agreed to the rules and regulations, you'll be able to post your favorite poses that you've hit onto the Poser Posse Facebook group, and it's a fun place to be. A lot of talented people over there, as we're about to showcase. What 3 Strikes is me basically randomly, not quite randomly, but subjectively picking my favorite 3 poses from the week from that channel and actually showing them off here today. So let's go ahead and find where that window actually is, and here we go. Boom. First up out of the gate is Anthony Munson with this outstanding pose of the Michael Jordan figure by who knows. I actually have no idea who this figure's by, but it's really, really super cool. Bonus, there's actually some great content going on behind here with all of his 6-scale figure collection, including some Resident Evil stuff down here in the bottom right-hand corner, just lurking, just kind of, I don't know, it's almost like, it's not quite a photobomb, but it is there. Really dig that a lot, everything about it. It's like the man really knows the moves for basketball players. Better than I would, in fact. I would probably have to download some serious reference material to get that. Number 2 is this one by Eric Cooney, and I think I like this one a lot, just because he nailed the eyes. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but actually posing those eyes is a bit of a challenge. It took me multiple attempts before I even started to get it right, and I think I finally nailed it. I haven't had to reshoot anything in the past 3 or 4 figures with articulated eyes, so I think I've got this too. So mad respect. Yeah, good stuff. I like maybe I just like this because I just happen to be watching that episode as well. Anyway, Kenneth Irving. I think this is Kenneth's first appearance in Three Strikes, and I really wanted to showcase this because I also know how difficult that it is, to pose the Mace Windu 6-scale figure and make it look natural, mostly due to that head and neck being in a single piece. And also not having the posable eyes. As the posable eyes become more the norm and less the exception, I think we're going to start relying on that to create realistic poses. Now, that being said, I would take exception to the camera angle here because that foot just really, you can't see the leg at all. That's really, really odd to look at, as well as that arm just kind of looks like it's coming out of his torso. If anything, I would drop the camera a bit and kind of rotate the figure to the figure's left, the camera's right, and get more of that arm in there, get more of that leg in there. It's all a matter of perspective, but the pose itself, I can tell, is really solid. I'm sure that it looks great on your shelf. Congratulations, Ken. Anyway, and that's it. That's it for Three Strikes this week. Boom. All right. Let me just go ahead and check these comments once more really quick. Mike Games has finally joined us. What's up, dude? Sure you had life stuff going on. We all do. There we go. See? What do I know about sports ball? Don't you know the difference between Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman? No, man, I'm not a baseball fan. Sorry out there, sports ball fans, but yeah, I am not into sports whatsoever. I mean, I think I might be closeted. I mean, I might be a closet fan of soccer, but that's only because of Ted Lasso. That's it. Football. Sorry, English friends. Although I did learn today that that the term soccer was legitimately coined by the English. It's true. It's true. They changed the name of football to soccer way back in the 1800s, and then at some point after American football was created, when the word football wasn't being used for anything, they started using it again, also in the 1800s, and didn't bother to tell the Americans. And now they give Americans shit about the American football thing all the time. So look that up. Look that up. History is your friend. Oh, that's exciting for you. See? Sign up for the waitlist, people. It's real. It exists. It will generate results for you at one point or another, guaranteed. Sometimes it will do it too frequently, as it did with me prior to moving to California, when I got like 3 premium format waitlists converted. Of course, back then, premium formats were selling for roughly the price of a slightly overpriced Hot Toys figure. Slightly overpriced. That was a poor choice of words. Yeah, let's get this bad boy open, huh? Anyway, moving right along, let's go ahead and slide this guy. Really digging the musical selection today from Epidemic Sound, made possible by channel members and people who have donated to the channel. Either channel members, yeah, or super chatters. Okay, I guess we got to start by showcasing the box. There it is. That's a box. Again, I continue to be a big fan of the way that Hot Toys has. For those who aren't aware, this pattern, this format of the packaging with the angled window onto a photo of the figure is kind of like that's a Lucasfilm thing. Has been for a long, long time, and you'll see it repeated in figures and products from multiple companies. And the way that Hot Toys has found to cheat this is by including this really awesome band that features more photos of the figure, showing what it's capable of, showing what the quality of work craftsmanship that's gone into it. Yeah, and that's yeah. Sideshow found a way to do that too with their, what was it? Oh, it was the prototype, the Boba Fett prototype armor. Yeah, they shipped it with a sleeve that was like this, and then you slid it off and you had that gorgeous white packaging. I want to say. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, once you slide this box off, it includes its Sideshow exclusive sticker. I'm not even sure what's exclusive about this one. Maybe that it's exclusive in this market. Back up, then you get this amazing insert. And I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, yeah. This actually generated some heat, didn't it? Yeah, somebody made a mistake there. I'm sure that somebody was reprimanded for it. But yeah, this shows the figure in its two configurations, with Obi-Wan's head and with the Super Commando head. I don't even know if it's a Super Commando. He doesn't have the Zabrak horns on his head, but yeah, really digging the paint job on the armor. The cool thing about this is that if you have the Clone Wars Obi-Wan figure, you don't really need this, but this also offers another armor variant for the Death Watch. Were they still Death Watch then? It's legitimately a spiderweb on one of my statues. Not anymore. Yeah, but you have like another variant of the armor from the Siege of Mandalore, and I hope they keep generating stuff like that. You know, I was at a toy shop the other day, and they had a Black Series version figure of Paz Vizsla, not Paz, Pre Vizsla, and first of all, it's gorgeous. The paint apps on that particular figure are next level. I usually have issues with the paint apps on Black Series figures, which is partially why I got out of them. But that one, there are no complaints. It's really awesome. My first thought was, oh, wouldn't it be great if they did that one? Which I know that it's not Siege of Mandalore. It's not an episode. It's not a season 7 thing. I want to say that it's what, season 5? Yeah, I think Paz's arc was in season 5, and I would love to see that happen. We've got the Darth Maul from Clone Wars. Yeah, it would pair really, really well. In fact, might still be my favorite Clone Wars era lightsaber duel. Paz with the dark saber and Paz had the dark saber. Yeah, Paz had the dark saber, and Darth Maul obviously had his lightsabers. But yeah, man, Hot Toys, if you're listening, why wouldn't you be? It'd be really nice to get that. Okay, so try to angle this in a way that it minimizes the glare, but you can get a pretty good look there of what's going on in that package. We got a jetpack, we got the figure in its armor, we got Obi-Wan's head, got a couple of pistols up here. I'm trying to see a couple lightsabers, one wired, one not, and I guess since I started the trend last week, I'll probably go ahead and wire this one up. Of course, I'll have to. Nope, there's a cord for it right there. I've gone from having no USB cables to having an abundance of them. Yeah, probably. Although it might be cool to have a helmeted Mandalorian figure wielding a lightsaber. Right? Never. Never, not once. So many. So many. I've broken figures this week. It's like, it happens all the time. In fact, you probably just cursed me. I'm probably going to break this one. Yeah, so. Okay, nice. That's cool. Good to know. You'd think I would, but I don't. There are certain things that I don't ask questions about. Where does the money come from that Sideshow pays me with? I don't waste my time with that. I don't care to know. Alright, you've all seen the weapons, but I'm going to show them up close because I actually did advertise this one as an unboxing, and I feel like people would rightly call me on my shit if I didn't at least treat it like a proper unboxing. So, to that end, and this is where it's going to go dark, man. Oh god. Do I do this or not? Because the last time I showcased a weapon this close to the screen, YouTube ended the stream. So, I'm going to do this just like this. I'm not going to get it up too close to the screen, but there's a little toy pistol It's not a real gun, YouTube. Please don't take down the stream. Man, I wish I could make it bigger. Fuck it. So there it is. You can see that it's kind of dual toned, and I want to say, yeah, there's like a dual, almost like a bronze finish to the outer components and the butt of the gun. Bitter Troll's saying it. Everybody else is thinking it. Anyway, so let's limit the time of that on screen and bring up one of the lightsabers. And in this case, I'm just going to go ahead and take this down. And we've got, if it'll focus, and it will, yeah. As always, Hot Toys has got the weathering and the paint apps on the lightsabers down. Now this is the one, obviously, that has a power cable running from it that will run through the armor, in the arms, through the back of the armor, and down into a. It's still in a box, but I'll remove it here shortly and show it off. But there's a power pack. Yeah, here we go. Right? Power pack. Where's my power pack? There we go. This being the power pack that has a Hot Toys logo on it, because branding is everything. Get up there closer. So yeah. Ports at the top for the lightsaber to plug into. Port at the bottom for a USB cable to plug into, which is handy. And over here on this side is the power switch. Have I ended? Has it ended yet? No? Okay. Linda, yeah, that's it's obvious to us, but it's not obvious to AI. Freaking hate AI. Anyway, so that explains a lot. Anyway, that power pack will mount to. Oh no, there it is. Either of these two brackets. Thank you, Bitter Troll. Appreciate that for letting me know that it's still going. Mount to either of these two brackets. This one here being meant to mount to the back of Obi-Wan's belt, and this one here being meant to mount to the stand, which is super cool to have options, because some people like to display their figures without the stands. Those people are crazy. Anyway, another thing that this thing comes with, you have options in terms of lightsaber blades. There's the static blade, which I always prefer, and then there's the motion blade. If you have any experience with these things at all, you know that this thing is very heavy by its nature. There's legitimately no means that I can think of to defeat that, to give a quality product that looks like this while also dropping the weight. So we won't be fat shaming this blade here today, or any day. It is what it is, and you just find ways to deal with it. You know me so well. Amber Racy's here. What's up? Amber has one of the coolest collections in all of collectingdom. I don't know if you guys are friends with her at all. I can't even remember how we met through social media. Who our mutual, who reached out to who? Did I friend you? Did you friend me? Did we friend each other? I don't know. But yeah, it's Amber's collection is next level, and I very much dig watching every time that something new joins it. All right, moving right along. Jal Gargano has joined us. Late for a Star Wars stream. I feel like I don't know you at all. Portrait. The contrast today is really off in my lighting, and I don't know what's causing that. And I'm thinking it might be the monitor. Yeah, something's off with my levels, but let's just go ahead and bring this up more like this, because it focuses on the nearest point. But yeah, that's the portrait of Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. And it looks pretty good. And again, those eyeballs will rotate. Let's see if I can get the lights on that. Yeah, there we go. There's the little joysticks in the middle, or the inside of the head, through which you can independently articulate the eyeballs. And if I use this head in this show, then I'll be doing that today. All right. Ooh. Jetpack. I'm doing things legitimately backwards, I think, from most reviewers. Boom. There we go. I remember just geeking out about this when I was doing the first look, about how quality this is. Solid weathering. And I hope that it's not that I just got a good one. There you go. All right. Oh, will the plastic come off without... Oh, I don't want to break out the scissors. I hate scissors. Scissors frighten me. Not true. I'm gonna have to go get a knife. Yep. I do not have a blade at the table today. Unless I have one in the drawer. That's a negative, Ghost Rider. I will be right back. Yeah. All right, these are legitimately the scissors that I use to trim the hair from around Dobby's penis. They were just nearby. Don't tell Obi-Wan. Easy peasy, mac and cheesy. Oh yeah, the freaking boots. I forgot how cool the boots are. There's also some plastic around his hands. That's annoying. I just wonder how necessary it is. Straight up landed. I don't know if you guys have seen an iMac, but you know that razor's edge monitor that they have? Legitimately landed on the top of the iMac monitor and is just teetering there. I'll take a photo of it and post it to Poser Posse. Somebody please remind me of that one, because I'll forget. There we go. Got that one off without having to get my DNA on it. Checking the neck. Nothing on the neck. Okay, cool. So let's check this figure out. God, that's cool. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the color palette, because I had the same reaction when they showcased the Mandalorian Super Commando. Oh, let's just go ahead and say this. Yeah, legitimately, after every application, they don't get washed. They get drowned in rubbing alcohol. It's like legitimately. I'm paranoid about that stuff. I'm sorry, guys, but I got to interrupt with these funny comments. Yeah. Well, we're not talking about my penis. It's a dog penis. Come on. Speaking of Ghost Rider, can I just say how much I love the Marvel Legends Danny Kitch? Yeah, I saw your photos of it, man. In fact, I think I featured one on the stream last week. Yeah, that's a pretty freaking sweet statue. Anyway, moving right along. Yeah, it's pretty bitchin', right? Let's go ahead and get these fists turned in a proper way. I think this one's the one that's off. Yeah. Now, okay. Color palette. Similar color palette to the Mandalorian Super Commando that's hopefully shipping soon. I don't know. Actually, hopefully not. I can't afford it yet. I just bought this one for crying out loud. Really awesome faux leather elements in the belt here with the pouches, kind of reminiscent of the pouches that we saw on Jango Fett and I think even on Boba Fett, although to a lesser extent. Unique. The patterns of the colors are unique in every way from the Super Commando, so you can't say that they're using the same things there. But what's really cool, and I also saw that this is actually something that happens on Pre-Vizsla's uniform, is these armor components on the side that also double as holsters for the Westar pistols. I love that so much, and I really love the weathering on those armor components as well. Just check out how cool that looks. And speaking of cool, this freaking... I'm gonna try to get this out of the way so we'll focus on it better. But the leather on the spats for the boots, the faux leather. It's not real leather, but the leather on the spats looks so real, right? Closer, closer. Look at that. They've come a long way, friends. They really have. Really, really digging it. I'm just going to put this aside for now and break out the stand, which is just, it's the same stand we always get. Only it says Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, why does it only say Obi-Wan Kenobi on it? Cost-cutting measure? Could be. Put it another way. This way. Okay. I think that's all the elements. Yeah, I've shown everything off. Now it's time to pose this thing. Yeah, a quarter after? I'd say so. I think 15 minutes to showcase everything in the box isn't so bad. When I got this figure, there's something about the gray and red off the armor and the dark gray of the suit that is just awesome. Preach, brother, preach. Let's get Obi-Wan's head off. I, again, am not using... The only time I think that I've ever used a motion blade on this show was for Mace Windu. And, never again. It worked. It worked okay. But the thing of it is that over time, even if you get the... Once you get the blade into the saber into the hand into the wrist, onto the wrist, even if the wrist peg is strong enough to hold it, over time, the effects of gravity pulling on that weighted saber will apply pressure to that wrist peg, and it will become looser no matter how much or how little you move it. It's just guaranteed to happen. Plastic is like any other material. It becomes softer as it gets warmer and harder as it gets colder. And even in the, like, I have it set pretty much to a 70, 72 degrees in here at all times. And that's still soft. The plastic in that wrist peg is still soft enough that it is going to become semi-malleable. You just won't see it changing its shape, but it is changing its shape when you get that much weight behind it. So yeah, I only recommend using the motion blades for things like figure photography and not for long-term display for that reason. And I did it. I'm making, again, do what I say, not what I do. Mace Windu is sitting over here with that same motion blade in his hand as he has been for the past 2-3 weeks. And that's why when I tried to move it the other day, it kept moving. Yeah, the saber just dropped. It's being held up now because of a Jedi mind trick that I'm using. A poser version of a Jedi mind trick. And maybe one of these days I'll share what that is. A figure reissued because they can't sell it. Were they talking about the Super Commando? That they weren't selling Super Commando? Because that's just, yeah, that's simply not the case. No. They're doing this thing because they can. And by the way, I'm just going to speak to the whole idea of limited figures here for a little bit. That's a great big fat nothing burger. Once people get over the FOMO of it, a lot of these figures that everybody's getting bent out of shape about, it's like, okay. The Imperial Commando. The Clone Commander Scorch. In one breath, the same person will complain about it being limited to 1,500 or 2,500 or whatever, and then talk about how it's crap because it doesn't look like it stepped out of the video game. The hype will die down on some of these. And yeah, you'll be fine. All right. This is one of those times where I kind of regret not thinking about what I'm going to do with it before I actually do something with it. So I'm going to need a jetpack. And I think Keith Lee's right. I think I am going to need to use the Obi-Wan Kenobi head on this. I don't think that it's possible. Let me see. Oh, that's right. I don't think there's actually a saber gripping hand that comes with it. I mean, there is, but it's this. So it's like an ignition hand. You see, it's like a thumb. Sorry, Ashley, I'm going to take down your comment. But I also see you were mentioning the Super Commando. That's cool. Yeah, let it fly, man. No white knighting required. Yeah, so, there are just so many things I want to do with this that it's hard for me to decide. Okay, well I know for sure that I want to have a lightsaber on him, so let's just go ahead and get that swapped out. And maybe I'll just let the whole damn thing evolve organically. Okay. Oh yeah, I already decided that I was going to go ahead and light it up, so let's go ahead and this. Wow, they really went all in on wrapping this cable around the around itself, to the extent that it's going to take some time to unwind it. This live stream might hit 2 hours today. I was hoping it wouldn't. But I have goals. After this, I'm going straight to Max Local Eats. I haven't had Max in probably 2 months. But as my lifestyle has to change, and I'm not going to be able to eat as much red meat, I'm going to go ahead and have one more cheeseburger from my favorite cheeseburger joint. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out how best to do this. Okay. This is going to be one of those situations where I wish I'd had a zoom lens on this thing. By thing, I mean camera. Because I'm about to do something that would benefit everybody for me to have a bigger camera. Let's pop this open. Okay. Just going to take it off. Rip. Rip. So I'm going to disrobe Obi-Wan. Don't get excited, Keith. And we're going to move this aside. This is all Velcro. Very easy to do. Okay. Might as well just show you guys what this looks like. With the belt off. Not nearly as cool, right? Not uncool. But yeah. Best way to do this, if you've never done it before, it's very, very easy. Just undo that Velcro back there. And it frees you to, because this is like a vest. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to take out the hand, I'm going to take off this fan brace, and we're going to run this cord up the van brace, like so, just to get a start. I'm going to slide that back onto the arm and pull it up. Pull that up until we get the lightsaber pretty close to the van brace. And then we'll take the cord and run it. I'm just going to try doing this in reverse. This makes me understand what Guy had to go through when we were doing Unsealed. So I'm going to try to get this thing. I don't know if I can do it so that you can see, but I think that the implication is there. Yeah, you just run it up into the vest. Like so. Then dig in there and find the end so that you can pull it through. Might have to push. Right. Oop. Get that all the way up. What's this? Yeah, you see. Let me get this out of the way here so that you can actually see. But get that, pull that all the way through so that it's kind of hidden by the back of the arm. And if you can, the higher up you can get it towards that pauldron, the better, I think. Anyway, then drag it down through here so that it doesn't collide with the Velcro. Just have it off underneath this portion of it so that you can seal that Velcro back up. And Bob's your uncle. So I'm just going to go ahead and put this armor back on him after we put the belt back on him. God, I love ELFL. ELFL is the name of the band that's playing right here. And get this guy back on. Make sure that that's on straight. Don't want any Asymmetry is only desirable when it is. And from there, where's the power box? There it is. Power box will go here along with the clamp if I can find it. There it is. Here's the clamp for the power box. You can see the little keyhole there in the back. You just kind of put it in and slide it down. Am I doing it right? There we go. Oh, it's upside down. Flip it. All right, and then again, Bob's your uncle. And from there, it will just mount up straight to this. Thin part, not the fat part, thin part. And now we can get the hand with the saber in it, and we get the hand onto the figure. Yeah, that hides it pretty well. I'm actually kind of impressed. Let's see. He's right-handed, so that hand's going to go on the top. I always have to pause and think about that. I don't know why. Probably just because I know myself. Know thyself, people. Know thyself. See, this is the... I remember having this issue with this one. Because his, on this saber, the little flashlight toggle is on one side and the wire is on the other. So you're going to run into a collision with the hand one way or the other. And I remember being mildly inconvenienced by that when I did this the first time. Okay, so we want that to be on the inside. The wire to be on the inside there, not the outside of the hand. So on the heel side of the hand, not the back of the hand. Easier to hide it that way. Okay. And last but not least, get this guy back where he belongs, and we have a fully functioning Mandalorian figure. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pose this up with the Mandalorian helmet on, and from there, once I've hit the pose, I'll decide whether or not it's better served to have the Obi-Wan head on the figure. Yeah. Because again, these poses are for my display, so this is how it's going to look. And I don't know if you guys know this about me or not, but I am frequently reluctant to repose my figures because I don't like wear and tear on my figures. Oh, Luis is leaving? That's too bad. Oh, gymnastics class. Well, that seems topical. Thank you, man. And thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated, my friend. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Although you don't really see many wires on Mandalorian armor. But that argument could be made. Beskar's leaving too? That might be my favorite comment so far today. Oh, those are... we did those with the... Sideshow did those with the Deadpool figure. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's proper. Alright, I've got the figure assembled. Now what to do with it? Let's just get this Westar 45 blaster pistol and drop it into that holster. And let's get the other one into his hand. I have always enjoyed the look of a 6-scale figure, of a sci-fi character, wielding a lightsaber with one hand and a blaster with the other. To the extent that I remember ages ago hitting a pose with the Bespin Luke 6-scale figure by Sideshow, the first one, when it first came out. And someone made a, because fans are fans and they just can't seem to get over themselves. Some fanboy was just like, no self-respecting blah blah Jedi would ever wield a blaster and a lightsaber at the same time. I'm like, have you seen Star Wars? This was even before Clone Wars, and I'm like, man, Luke had that DL-44 at the ready all the way through Cloud City, on Dagobah, everywhere, man. That was the first thing that he went for every single time. You think that at some point between Star Wars and Empire and Jedi, he wasn't simultaneously wielding a blaster and a lightsaber? Guarantee he was. As much as Obi-Wan thinks that blasters are uncivilized, he's not beneath using them. Dude, I was just thinking about that when I was watching Rebels this morning. And yes, I was watching Rebels this morning. Yeah, just the overall look of Sabine's armor and anything that she does. I don't frequently experience FOMO these days. Rude. I don't frequently experience FOMO these days. But man, I'm really aching for that Sabine's TIE Fighter pilot for Micro Galaxy Squadrons. I mean, I went all over St. Louis looking for it at Ross when I first heard that it was out, and nobody had it. Nobody had it. You know what they had, though? Y-Wings, and I didn't get them. All right. Okay. Pistol out. Oh, I might just break my rule. I'm gonna make this guy fly. Even though there's no flight stand. Because I love a challenge. What do you say? Oh, actually, yeah, it's a chase. So it's very, very hard to find. And they're very expensive in the aftermarket, last I looked. Oh. You know, Gina, I honestly do feel sorry for these guys to a certain extent, except for like occasion in which I'm already in a bad mood about something else. But legitimately, looking back on it now, I'm like, man, you're just being weird. Seriously, I mean, you've got to stop. It's not healthy. What you're doing is not healthy. Yeah, you've got to focus on the positive, focus on what you love. Yeah, I've always been behind that. But really, you know, don't be a dick. It's toys and Star Wars. It's always been fun, and I remember when I used to play with my action figures back in the day, I wasn't recreating scene-specific stuff from Star Wars. I was taking my characters on their own adventures. I was mixing, matching guns and weapons and armor and everything like that, and just doing all kinds of crazy things. And I know there are people who did more than that. There are people who took their figures and like took the heads off of them, put other heads back on. They figured out how to take them apart and mix and match the different legs and everything. They just totally bastardized and kit-bashed them all. And they loved every minute doing it. I wonder sometimes if these people have just forgotten what it's like to be a kid and to have fun. And that's what this should be about. Just harnessing, just reacquainting yourself with that part of yourself every single time. Actually, I think nobody needed to hear that today more than I did. And listening to this obvious Phil Collins ripoff song is probably helping my joy at least a little bit. Yeah, that was just bad writing. Not bad, just... I think these days we're a bit more woke. Yeah, I said it. Say something. Triggered. Oh, man. What a world. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and jack this thing in. Well, no, I'm not. I'm going to pose it first. No, I'm going to jack it in first because... I'm going to plug it in first. All right, Keith. I'm going to plug it in first because I'm going to be doing a flight pose. And there's one thing about flight poses, and that's that they're, with this kind of a stand, they rely heavily on balance. And, Yeah. They rely heavily on balance, and I want to mess up the pose when I'm trying to plug this thing in. Though I'm sure I will anyway. Okay, moving right along. I'm totally procrastinating here. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. That's gonna go on last, and yes, I know that there are no flame effects for this jetpack. I'm going to cannibalize some from a different jetpack. I have no idea whose yet. Keep the pose as you plug it in. What are you trying to like upgrade the level of difficulty, the degree of difficulty on this? Is that your goal here? Because I'm here for it. I'll do it. If you're saying that I can't, if you're suggesting I can't do it, then I'll probably just try to prove you wrong. All right, so when it comes to something like a flying pose with dual wielding a lightsaber and a blaster, you have to ask yourself, blaster front or pistol front? Because blaster front is pretty obvious. So let's go pistol front. And let's violate my rule and use a motion blade. May not be possible because of this hand and because of the way that it's situated to do what I want to do. All right, so I'm going to have to look at this thing while I'm doing it. So this is going to require this torso to twist magnificently. Oh, and it will. And I don't think that I'm going to move forward with the Obi-Wan head. First of all, this is taking way longer than I wanted it to, and it's going to take a long time to pose up those eyes and get everything exactly the way that I would want it to be. All right, so torso twist front. Torso crunch. Oh, if it will. It's pretty tight, and there's definitely a fat suit in it. Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to require some experimenting. When I forgot this doesn't really... Oh, it happened. No, okay. I wound up snapping a knee pad off of a character recently. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. And I thought that I had just done it to my own figure just now. Oh yeah, I don't think this is going to work the way I wanted it to. Playing around with it, just trying to get it to work the way that I want it to, and I just don't think that I can. Yeah, for multiple reasons. Because of the armor and the fat suit and everything, I can't bring the arm cross-body enough to do what I wanted to do. But I have a theory. No, totally looks dull as hell. We're doing this the other way. All right. Again, it's predictable as fuck, but we're gonna do it this way anyway. Oh man. Oh, this has me very uncomfortable. That's pretty stiff in there. I'm afraid that I'm gonna break it at the shoulder. Oh, man. I'm really sucking today. And I'm thinking that it's because I'm kind of posed out. I did a lot of poses yesterday. Torso twist. Okay, So I got the pose. Kinda. Roughed out. The real question is, can I get it to work on this stand? We'll see. Consult the Magic 8 Ball. Using all my tricks. Shut up, it is not that easy. Apparently it is. Wow. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this cable in. Didn't I already plug that in? Oh, I unplugged it because Keith dared me. Freaking Keith. Keith ruins everything. Except for, what doesn't Keith ruin? He doesn't ruin Moscow Mules. Okay. Alright. Now, just to clarify what's happening here. There we go. I've raised up the flight stand, shoved it between his thighs, just normally. And the only thing providing the counterbalance... it's precarious as fuck. But the only thing providing the counterbalance is putting that left knee armor onto the stand at the very, very edge. And you have to have... you really have to have this thing up. Because once it goes below a certain point, then it's just going to fall. And I don't know if I can replicate it. I think I've done it twice, and I don't think I'm going to be able to do it a third time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I've bollocksed it up. Nope, there we go. Okay. And I think that there can be some tweaking done to this, but well, I guarantee this is going to fall as soon as I get this plate in there. Boom, done. All right, where is my power cord? Let's get this over here. There we go. Per Keith's request. I found removing the hand and armor from the arm you want to raise allows it to rotate in the costume. Oh, yeah, that's not the thing, I think. Although I am looking at a bicep there. No, there are some... I've noticed a trend lately in some Hot Toys figures where the shoulders, the rotating part of the shoulders, is super tight. And it's I was asked earlier by somebody, have I broken any figures lately? Yeah, I've broken 2 figures at those shoulders. One of them was a Boba Fett figure months ago, and then the other one was I don't remember what else it was. But yeah, man, you've got to watch some of these figures lately. They're there's a tolerance. It's like a fine line that you try to meet when you're trying to determine how tight a figure's going to be. And somebody went too far in one direction, and those are pretty tight. It's very, very difficult to maneuver them without breaking them. The thing that you do when you get one of those things is you isolate exactly where on the body the tightness issue is, strip off the costume if it's possible to do so, or at least as much of it as you can, just so you can get your fingers right in there and just work it right at that point of articulation. And that's very gently just kind of move it back and forth and do it at the point of articulation. Don't try to do it from, like, let's say that it's at the shoulder here. Don't try to do it from here, because that's where you're going to break the arm. You're going to break that peg right the hell off. And so I highly advise, when you get a figure that has a really tight joint, never try to use leverage to get it to move. Always use your fingertips right there at that point of articulation, because if not, you're going to wind up in tears. You're going to wind up in tears. Unless you're me, then you're just hard as a coffin nail and don't care anymore. You've killed so many figures with your carelessness that it no longer affects you in any way that it would affect other humans. Ice in my veins. Ice in my veins. All right. What time is it? 10:45. Yeah, lots of tweaking needed. Especially from this angle, it just does not look right. And I could do a lot more with it if I had more room to maneuver this shoulder. And I think I'm going to have to undress this figure at some point today or tomorrow. And I'm taking a vacation a week from after next, if I can. If Hot Toys doesn't send me a whole bunch of Star Wars figures. If it's all Marvel, nah, it can wait. Yeah, I think that's got it. Now, it's not going to stay like that. As soon as I move it a micrometer, it's going to fall apart. But at least I know I can do it. I'm going to try rotating this around to get a better angle on the on how I cheated that. Can you see that there? Right here? Like that foot plate, the back of the foot plate and the front of the shin plate are legitimately resting on the corner of that. And it's, again, it's precarious, but it does work. The scissors aren't helping it at all. All right. Wow. Can I make it better? I'm not satisfied. I don't like it. Wow. Yeah, that really doesn't want to move at all. Fuck. All right. I'm done with it. Let's take it down and bring up. I guess I could have brought in Clone Wars Obi-Wan. Let's open a spaceship. I forgot all about the bird show. That'll be fun. Are you gonna be there? Let me check that link again and see how much it's gonna cost, and see how much money that I have after paying bills this week, and yeah, you know, I think I was gonna open this ATTE, but I think I'd rather open the U-Wing. Anybody have a preference? Yeah, I'll post the follow-up. I try to, I haven't done it in months, but I try to actually post some turnarounds, but it's only for channel members. So the channel members are probably feeling pretty robbed right now, because I haven't gotten around to much at all. Wow, leaving at 3:30 a.m., Mike? Okay. Reach out to me about that. I have things I should be doing. Like you said, it's once they let you on, then they don't let you off, because they can't have you wandering onto a live fire range. I get that. Okay, so we're gonna open the U-Wing because it's really cool, and the U-Wing is a ship that had to grow on me. I'll be honest. I wasn't. I was fine with it. Oh, thank God, Terry's fine with our design. No, that's not it. I was. It didn't wow me, and I'm not saying that like looking to be wowed. It just didn't leave an impression. And it wasn't until later with subsequent viewings that I began to appreciate everything that went into the U-Wing. From everything from like the interior design of it, the layout of it, how effective it would actually be as a combat vehicle. And that's when I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, it's legitimately the Rebellion's version of the LAAT gunship. Much improved, actually. Whereas the LAAT is more like a helicopter, like a Black Hawk helicopter. The U-Wing, closest equivalent. An Osprey, maybe? There we go. Oh, wow, this thing is so cool. I never take these little minifigs out. I'm in it for the ships, man. Don't care about the rest. There we go. Wow. I was a little bit worried there for a second. Kind of funky alignment for the blasters, but these are toys. They're not models. Don't care. Okay. Oh, crap. Do they actually label them? Because I don't know which one's which. Okay. You gotta cheat and look at the box. Okay, as suspected, the stripes are up. Nice. I mean, they're made for kids. If like a 7-year-old is going to be able to figure this out, I should have no problem, right? Okay. Wow. All right. Now, I know Paul has probably done this one on his show. Is Paul still doing shows? I know he did a few Saturday shows there, but... Oh, man, that is really, really cool. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Wicked. Oh, sorry. Yeah, check it. Oh, I just want to point something out here. Keith, ice in my veins is not something that would be spoken by a Targaryen. Targaryens would say something about fire in their blood. Yeah. So yeah, wicked cool, right? Just look at the... what really won me over was this weathering right down here on the fuselage, just below the cockpit. Which almost, look now in hindsight now, almost looks like an accident. But it works. It really does work. I'm really a big fan of this ship overall. I mean, the paint on it is just super good. Like even like look at the, from a distance especially. I mean, I think it's really brightly lit by this ring light that I've got up here. But when you pull it away, the effect that it has on the paint and the engines themselves legitimately is pretty good. It's pretty lifelike, and I love the way that it just fades. That burnt patina there that's going on, that kind of fades. It becomes this gradient. It's not abrupt at all. I don't think I could paint it that well. I mean, I'm far from being an expert painter. But then, of course, you can do this with it and have that coming in for landing mode, right? Now, usually they have doors that open up on these as well. Oh, and they do. Now, these things are supposed to slide. Oh, my God. They do. Look at this. Isn't that rad? Look at that. And it just kind of... It's on two little joints here that kind of lift and then just move back. You just pinch here. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break my new toy. And then it just slides back. There we go, all the way. Boom. It does go back all the way. I was worried, but look at that. You got your nice little interior. How close can I get that before I blow the focus? Is that a cannon? It is a cannon. It's the chimpanzee guy. He had his freaking cannon that that rotates out. Does it actually turn? Man, does it? Oh my god, you can take the top off. That's right. I forgot they do that. There's the canopy it comes off. There we go. I'm being really careful so that I don't break it, obviously, but... Yeah, that pops off. God, look at that. Look at that detailed interior. I can see why Paul geeks out about these things so much, because when they really nail it, it's so awesome. Look at all those seats in there for the commandos that would be jumping out, storming the beaches and what have you. And again, that cannon is going to break, I think, if I try to move it. Nope. Oh my god. Not only will it move out and deploy into combat mode, but I'm trying to get, yeah, you can just see right there at the top that there is a little clamp, a waist clamp for a gunner. Let me see these guys. Because I think this is the U-Wing from Blue Squadron. I don't think that it's... Oh, no, but it's Jyn, Cassian, and K2. So it's not... It is supposed to be Cassian's U-Wing. I don't remember the paint scheme on his. I really thought this was the one from the final battle. But yeah, there's a freaking cannon in there that's deployable. If you're careful... Oh my god, it's... Yeah. Oh my god, it's on a ball joint, so it can also elevate. Oh god, it's so cool. That's so great. And what else can it do? It holds up to 9 figures. Yeah, it shows the swivel turret. Oh, and there's landing gear. So that's handy. I won't have to find a mount for it. 1, 2... Where's the other? Where is it? Oh, it's in the back. That's weird. I can't see it. Where did it go? I like that there's like a window down here. Yeah, so that people on the lower deck in the pilot seat can actually see down to where they're going to land. That's very handy. That's got a helicopter-esque quality to it. Still trying to find the other... I think this is it? Nope. The struggle is the glory, my friends. And right now, I am very much struggling to try to find the... other landing gear. No clue. I can't see it. Everything is just so freaking seamless that I just can't see it. I usually just kind of like have them on the couch and I just kind of play with them like this. Yeah. I have a display in my bedroom. You've been in my bedroom. Of various X-Wing helmets and Mandalorian helmets, and between each helmet I have a different LAAT. So I've done that. The Bad Batch's ship is up there with is up there on a shelf somewhere in the bedroom. I can't remember what else I've got on display. My Razor Crest broke. It fell off of the... I had that on display in the living room. It was on the console table where the TV sits. And it fell off and it snapped off both of the guns on the front. And I was going to repair it, but one of the guns mysteriously disappeared. Yeah. I mean, I found the one right away, but the other one I've never been able to find. I pulled the console table out. I swept under the couch. I looked everywhere for it, and I was never able to find it. So that's a lost cause. Alas. Still trying to find this damn landing gear. Having no luck whatsoever. It says that it should be right here, but it lies. Let's see. Weird. Yeah, I see no evidence of any kind. Okay. Well, I guess I'm just not going to find it. Oh. I bet that's it. Yep, they're on the wings. On the engine, specifically. Yeah, there we go. The way it looks on the box, it makes it look like it's like beneath the fuselage, which I was thinking was a weird place to put it because of the weight. But yeah, that's it. And that'll just sit like that. Done and done. Oh yeah, the you know, if you know, you know. Tribal knowledge with this channel. Anyway, all right, guys, it is 11 o'clock. It has been exactly 2 hours since I started. I'm calling it quits. Yeah, try it. You got nothing to lose, right? Yeah, give it a go. Anyway, I'm gonna find a place to put this. It's much bigger than I anticipated, but I guess it doesn't have to be in this configuration. I just like it with the wings swept out like that. Do you have a preference? Do you prefer your U-wings to have the wings out or in? Do you like it in Atmo mode or high speed mode, as the case may be? Swing that back over, lock it in. Yeah, if you get this is really tight right here. So I highly recommend pressing down at the front of the window to get it down, because I sensed that it wanted to break when I did that. Let's see here. Lock that into place. And I think I'm going to leave the door open on this. It's cool that way. Yeah, super cool. A lot easier to display when the, as you can see, a lot easier to display when it's when the wings are folded. It takes up far less real estate. And it's not me. This is crooked, isn't it? Well, nothing a heat gun won't fix. Yeah, if that's the case, it might just be that the table's crooked. Let's just get this even here. It's the table. Yeah, the table's crooked. Okay. Is that U mode? I don't even know which one we're talking about here. The open mode is what you're talking about, right? The spread wing? Swing wing? Oh, the plastic fell off the monitor finally. Oh well. It's fun while it lasted. I didn't even notice it. Alright guys, yeah, take care. Yeah, get yourself some ships, Ashley, and you guys have fun this weekend with whatever you do. I've got a lot on my plate. I'll see you guys. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys next week. I think I've got a Thanos here, and I was thinking about unboxing that. It's been around for a long time. So tomorrow might be a Marvel show. Next week might be a Marvel show. Have a good week. Post some stuff to the Poser Posse Facebook group if you had some really cool poses. I'm really curious to see them. And until next time, be good to your plastic. Bye.